Welcome into the Jordy Culotta Show. Wave your hand out there, baby!
Shout out to the show.
She puts the pinky into the nostril. Man, look at that.
Healthy competition, there's nothing like it.
Y'all grow up.
The line's wrapped around the stadium.
Different strengths. I just lost a tooth.
It's gonna be fun.
You know, we might have a story.
I love what you're doing.
Ogeron wants to take us fishing this afternoon.
Sharif, you play for the bad boys of the SEC, man. We don't apologize to anybody.
A lot of people are saying you're going to be wearing number 7.
I don't really know. I want to. He look crazy, Bill.
Good feet on the old man.
This is come back.
We'll be right back with the Jordy Culotta Show. All right, welcome into a Friday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, live here on this Friday, as always, built by our friend Rhett Bourgeois over at RMB Builders. Check him out at RMB Builders at rmb-builders.com, online and at RMB Builders on Instagram. Check out Rhett and the crew, as always, can customize your home today. Metropolitan Health Group bringing you our phone lines. Nathan will be here in the 8 o'clock hours. We'll talk to Nate. I believe Nate's in the studio. Is that right? Let me check it. Let me check it.
You don't know what state he's in?
I don't. Not right
mentally,
now. Not right
but
now.
physically.
Maybe not. Morning to the crew. Katie is back.
Hey.
The carpoolist queen.
All morning, by the way.
Wait,
Like
Katie.
I was in.
Oh,
my
you're
closet.
you're in the content game now.
Yeah, I was like in my closet getting dressed, and I scared myself. I was like, "It's Thursday," and I was like, "Wait, is it Friday,
No, it's Friday.
or Thursday?"
It's
I wasn't
Friday.
sure.
Damn,
That's a
Katie.
scary feeling.
It's kind of sad.
It is sad.
It's a great feeling. What are you
But that's a
talking
good
about?
feeling. Yeah, I mean,
well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a scary feeling to not for sure know what day it is.
Why?
I don't know. You
'Cause
feel
she
out of
feels
control.
Jordy never knows what day
Does that
it
mean-
is.
Right? I feel out of control.
What's the problem with that?
Does that mean you get old?
No.
Yeah, that's
shut
what I
up,
was.
dude.
I was heading towards dementia.
I always thought like the coolest part about going to like a tropical spot was that nobody knew the date or the time.
Well, that's cool, but like when you're just at home, like in your normal life.
Supposed to know the date and time.
Fair.
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 Vacation, hey, who cares?
Right. There's no palm trees and waves crashing outside.
Exactly.
Do the kids need to go to school today?
Unfortunately.
Oh, they're driving themselves.
There's cars crashing and ambulances outside.
Yeah, Friday.
Lloyd is here. Stewie is here on this Friday edition. Make sure you hit that like button, share button, comment button as we'll set up LSU and Mississippi State at the box tonight. Do we have a wager yet?
Go,
I
Dak.
mean, no, I haven't really thought
Okay.
about it. Do you want
Oh,
Katie,
the
you
minutes
want
of the
I
meeting.
Mean, help me think of something then.
Landing the plane, just kind of skidding
Do
in.
you want to wager?
Sure. Yeah, I will.
LSU may have a new starting pitcher
Yeah, I
on
mean, it's kind of
Sunday.
getting a little interesting.
What do you mean?
Well,
Why
I
is there a new
mean,
starting pitcher, but on Sunday, only on Sunday?
LSU's going to try and combat this
Okay.
backwards pitching of other stats.
Oh, they're still going Skeens on Friday.
But it's still
Today.
But it still just kind of sets you up with Skeens in one game, right? No matter what LSU's strategy is,
Yeah.
you're still only throwing Skeens once. You just want to try and align him with the other team's best. Is
Yeah,
that
you'll
what's-
win
No,
Friday.
they're trying to combat going against Skeens. Like, let me
No, I
say,
know.
yeah. So, I mean, that's one way to skin a cat, I guess.
Yeah, they win the first game.
Yeah, and then you try your best to win Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and then knowing what LSU's pitching rotation is like, they're like, we may be able to get one. And if you're Mississippi State, that's all you're trying to do is essentially every team's trying to win the weekend, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're able to just clear Friday, and then you go, all right, we'll go, let's see if we can outscore LSU.
Have they lost a Friday game yet, or a game where Skeens was pitching?
Only South Carolina.
And
Okay.
it got, that's a,
And that was kind of like
That's
when
a
the,
push.
the rain came.
Yeah,
That
that's
didn't
right.
come.
The game,
That's right.
and
Yeah.
delayed
That
it.
was a huge melt.
What do you have?
Yeah.
12
It was almost like the
strikeouts?
meteorologist was on
And-
the team. That
Yeah.
time.
12 and 3
Yeah.
innings, 12 and 4 innings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
12
he
and-
was, I mean, he was crushing. He gave up 2 hits. They were both home runs.
right, and solos.
Right.
So,
Bombs, but
Yeah, but I mean, that place is a
Yeah.
bang box.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Like-
tiny.
Yeah, my kid could hit a home run out of South Carolina.
easy,
right now.
Stewie. I know he's on fire right now, but I don't know if he's taking any
Wait,
yard in
what's
the
the
College Park.
average? Are you keeping a
Oh,
book?
The average is high. Like
He's pool heavy.
he's on fire.
Lefty?
Nah, lefty.
I love it.
Been going up the middle lately. Been
There we
working.
go.
We've been working.
Got that first step
Pepper
to
that
first,
pitcher.
too.
Pepper the pitcher.
Pepper the pitcher every time.
So
think I tore
maybe
my
a wager,
ACL.
maybe not a wager.
Yeah, I don't know. I
give
don't
us some-
feel it very good about. Like, I don't feel a good. I
Sure.
don't have a
No
good
good
betting
vibes?
feeling.
Sure.
The gut speaking.
Well, I mean, the last, I haven't bet since I bet on the LSU Mississippi State football game
Eesh.
this season.
It didn't
I
work
quit
out well.
betting after that.
It didn't work out well.
Oh damn.
So
And then, I mean, up to that point, you were betting on everything you
I was
saw.
on fire.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You were betting on whether or not the sun was going to
It
rise.
really was.
Got
I mean,
bow
I was
handed
on
on
such a
line one.
Coach, who y'all throwing tonight?
I was on a roll. Damn it.
I got a lot.
It's Alligood again.
Big player.
She wants to know we go lefty or righty tonight.
What's the weather? It's skiing,
That
so
took me down.
stop rallying.
Hey, Katie, put me an extra 200 large on that if you don't mind.
Like $200? No.
Yeah, you got Venmo, huh? I'll just send it over.
Oh, so you were Coach Bohanna's moose.
Exactly.
Like-
I got the
Grab
company
by the
credit
bag.
card.
You'll do partners?
It was the football coach at Bama that had the company credit card that put the strippers on it. Mike Price.
that never lasted.
That he never coached a game.
got
It
announced.
was at the company golf tournament.
Speaking of,
We're in. We're in. They say mornings are better than afternoons when shotgun starts.
oh yeah, it's a whole day.
Fridays
Wait.
are better than Mondays.
It's a whole.
who's
it's
having
an
a-
all-day affair, as we call
Golf
it.
tournament.
We are. We're
Jeez.
putting together a golf tournament
When's it going to happen?
in the fall.
Oh.
Gotta bring
Friday
Tiger
before a
Woods
big
out.
game.
Okay. Oh, that's a good
Tiger
idea.
And we're going to get out in front of it before everybody starts planning their golf tournament. So ours is going to be first. So you got to sign up. Soon as we have the details. Lloyd's putting it together. So that should be
that is
before
not,
2026.
That's not fair.
Fall of 2027, we're having our golf tournament.
and the Brian Kelly interview is coming out right after that.
Speaking
of-
speaking of BK, it was good to meet Brian Kelly yesterday in football ops.
Is he Italian?
Shout out to Irish.
Well, they get. I mean, that's
Yeah,
why we
yeah,
jive.
we hang out.
Yeah.
We hang out. I like the way they say goodbye. That's what I told him on the way out.
What?
Yeah,
I'm
right.
gone.
I've been gone. Shout out to Michael Bonnet and Brandon Barrios for helping us set that up, man. That was good. It was about 22 minutes that we sat with Coach and caught up
2150.
on everything over the last year, and hopefully we covered everything. Lloyd has talked me into launching this thing on Monday. I am very much a urgent. Let's turn this thing around. I thought for sure that it would have been up and out yesterday afternoon,
Could have been.
but
It's
it
about
is
to be,
not.
It's about to be pretty.
Could have been.
Lloyd has sold me that this thing is going to be a masterpiece come Monday when we launch it. So he's going to spend the weekend with Coach Kelly in post-production and going to be decorating this thing up before we launch it on Monday.
He wanted a
What
little
you got,
more
Lloyd?
rosy cheeks. He wanted to be beautified, so we'll do that. We'll make him look great. He already looks good. There's a thing with cameras and such to where one's filmed in one way, one's filmed another way, and one looks like this, the other looks like this, and then you got to marry the audio. And shout out to our guy Murray
Yeah.
for getting a ton of B-roll, which really got my brain
It was
staring.
actually his wife, Claire, who was the assistant producer on that, and they're kind of like a husband-wife.
It was
tandem.
too much content
they
to
show
waste.
up with like this. I mean, like they show up. It's like ESPN rolling in, bro.
They did
They did the whole thing.
They did the snap. I haven't seen that
Coach
since
Kelly.
Entourage.
Coach Kelly was like,
Okay, yeah, we should do that.
They did like the action.
"We're official."
Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, like it had all. The
Jordy
script
started the
point out.
interview, and then they go back. It's like, no, we have to roll to tape. And Jordy's like, what? And Brian Kelly's like, yeah, absolutely. And it was snap.
It was. I mean, I've been in the media probably now 15 years.
You were surprised.
It was the most official interview I've ever done.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
like, we had lights everywhere. We had 2 cameras. I mean, the main camera was a red shot. I mean, like, even the LSU videographer was like, "Is that a red?" I was like,
If
"Yeah."
and if you have a red camera, you have to download a whole new program for video, for audio, like Adobe Premiere Pro, and that was like, I'm out of my depth immediately. So exposed 100%, but I also said I don't know what I'm doing if it's more than just.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I know how to cut clips, but whenever they brought me a mega pack of 160 videos of B-roll, 2 different camera shots, I was like, this is a massive production that we could do. So I have boots on the ground that I met with last night, and if everything goes the way I hope it does and should go, I'll either be fired or we'll have the best video we've ever put out.
Put it on the poll, Stewie.
There's no happy medium.
No.
Southern
One or the
Eye
other.
Center poll question hour 1. It's
Kenny's
Lloyd's
eye.
responsibility on the Brian Kelly interview to launch on Monday. Will it be awesome or will he be fired?
And it takes a lot of, I mean, if we run it on the show on Monday, we really don't have to do anything. That's 30 minutes of content right there.
I love your way of thinking there.
Yeah, there you go. You get to eat up some availability there.
Godspeed, Lloyd.
It's not up to me. It's up to God. Who I will now pray to since Noah is healthy and okay.
Yes.
I've got a newfound belief. Apparently there's something to that, man. It's either Noah or
After all this time, huh?
after all this. That's what it took.
Noah is doing great. I don't guess we've given an update on him lately.
They've been asking in the chat, and I've been letting them know.
Yeah, he's great. He's moving around.
He is. I talked to him yesterday.
Yeah, I think he gets his.
Well, yeah,
hat
He's kind of
He-
funny to
one
talk to
day.
on the phone because he's still a little loopy.
Oh, no.
You know, and he's such a virgin to pain meds.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's
like,
Oh, he-
wild.
I mean, this is.
He's ecstatic.
I mean, this is.
I
is
told
a
the
whole
mom
new
just to
life
give
for
him to
him.
me,
Right.
and I'll help him along the way.
I was so scared Lloyd was gonna like steal his meds.
Where is
over
he?
there.
Yeah.
What room?
What'd you say you got?
He's in the bathroom again. Just like, who was it for the Colts?
What's
Earsay.
yeah.
Doing the interview with it was the former
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, he's just gone
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
in the bathroom.
Is that? I mean, like, is that true?
Yeah.
2.5 hours? How do you make somebody sit? I mean, I guess you're the owner. You have to.
Wait,
It was a
someone's in the
2.5 hour
bathroom?
meeting. He was in the bathroom for like 45 minutes.
Doing what?
Yeah.
He's checking the cabinets.
Really? For 45 minutes?
Well, you go
And
through,
that's not suspicious to anybody?
or I mean, it takes a while to like tie off and go in allegedly. So
What are you shooting up in someone's bathroom that you got out of their bathroom?
no, he may have brought his own kit.
Oh.
I mean, if you're
Super
in the
rich guy.
game, yeah,
Super
you're in the
rich
game. You're in the
Do you
game.
go through people's medicine cabinets in their bathroom?
I do
No,
not.
because I'm terrified of the idea of opening it and all falling down.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I was
Gotcha.
I was looking for Excedrin.
right.
Like, oh, were you?
Or like a camera.
No dental floss?
Yeah, yeah. I just want to do a little mouthwash right
Exactly.
before we talked, and that's because I've seen like commercials. Like, have you ever seen the old weed commercials where the girl is like flat?
Yes.
and
She
you're-
slides down to the floor.
That's and that's the same thing when you open somebody's medicine cabinet, like the worst thing of all time. You're like, oh God, like
Yeah.
I was
need to
going
get
through,
outta
like
here.
there's no way out. And so but to paint it in that light, it's like 1 of 1,000, % chances of happening of
Yeah.
you getting caught like that. And then the weed commercial of that girl's like, that's not what weed does. And if it does, sign me up. I'll try it. Like, you did the great marketing for marijuana.
I want to look like the girl in the commercial.
It's a slug.
Brian Kelly was fantastic yesterday. You can see it. A lot of what we talked about, I thought, going into spring, you can feel in his persona. I won't give you a lot of the interview. I want you to wait to see it on Monday. But I did tell him early on that, I was wrong about you, man. I thought that when you were showing up to Baton Rouge that you were going to be a coat and tie type of guy. And like he's done in many of the interviews that we've seen here in the short off season, he showed up yesterday in shorts and a pullover. You know what I mean? Like,
what's up?
Shorts, collar, pullover, and
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
While I did, I did
slap. That was like the slap heard around the world.
God, was it that?
It was so
It just kind
loud.
of echoed.
I think it was just that's
talking about like
Red Raw.
I thought he might put his hand up. I would have put my
But I
hand
mean, he
up and
didn't even
like,
react
ooh.
to it. Like,
He's got Irish skin.
Yeah, right. He knows.
Your
He's a
handprint is
fighter.
probably
Yeah,
still
right.
there.
I think it was just good audio.
It was good
I
audio.
thought so too.
Yeah,
good audio.
I've gotten the Jordy slap. I've gotten both, and that wasn't the latter.
A compliment to the room and the
Yes.
audio and the lighting.
So
But
we're
I
waiting.
did tell. I mean, and while I probably shouldn't have phrased the question like I did because I could tell he was like, "Well, look, I'm still professional." And I'm like, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean like that you're not professional. It's just like you're just
relax.
a football coach, bro. Like
Yeah.
you're just like you're kind of in football Camelot is what I told him, and he's like, "Well, I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Like our priorities down here." People don't care about the same things that they care about in South Bend,
Let's
Indiana.
win.
Right? Like, I mean, like, you win, man, and you can, here's the keys to the city. Do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, it's your playground. So, I mean, I think he gets that, and I also believe that he thinks they're good, that they have a real good opportunity to make a run here in year two. Talking about the quarterbacks to him is something that, obviously he feels like he's got a huge advantage over a lot of the league. I mean, like I told him, I watched all the spring games that were on the SEC Network and ESPN, and one thing that jumped out was that your quarterback room, LSU's quarterback room, is in a really good spot.
It's a sanctuary.
I mean, like, I got to imagine that. I mean, like, his guys' phones were blowing up. I mean, they never really worried about Nussmeier leaving. I think that there was once the portal closed, they were like, all right, it's done.
But
now.
it wasn't news, but it then became news that Nussmeier's staying, and it's like, oh, I never
Yeah,
thought
right,
that was
right.
a deal for LSU. But when you see who Alabama was probably reaching out to behind the scenes and who they landed, you don't think that Nussmeier was on that list?
Absolutely.
Had to be.
Absolutely.
And for Nussmeier to be like, I'm good.
Absolutely.
But
Because
you're saying BK said they weren't ever worried about him
he didn't
leaving?
say that, but I get the feeling as if
he's set up for the next 3
he'd have
years.
known. And look, if you're Nussmeier's got 2 years left to play after this one, so he's got 3 years of
Yeah.
eligibility left. So he's thinking to himself,
3 to play 2?
I mean, like, while I believe Jaden Daniels is the starter and he's going to be the guy, Nussmeier's still a play away. And by the way that Kelly talks about him, it seems as if he is a starter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They talk and respect him as if he is a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 years left to play at LSU. Next year's LSU roster, you've got two of the best tackles in college football on the offensive line. Who knows what else happens on this offensive line?
Yeah.
Who comes in and gets better? This young wide receiving core is going to be a year developed. You're going to have, defensively, Harold Perkins is going to be a junior. You know what I mean? Like, that team is going to be, a lot of people are going to be talking about it, and he's the starting quarterback, right? I mean, you already know that. Like, it's your job, right? Like, you've paid your dues, you've spent your time. It's now your gig, and it could be argued that he's ready now, right? So, for them to guide through the portal and just kind of hang on to him, and internally never really panic. I know it was a big story kind of externally of Nussmeier staying. He's not going anywhere. I think they probably knew that a couple of weeks ahead of time. And the way that the Nussmeiers handle their business, it wouldn't have been like a shock. You know what I mean? I think they would have called Brian Kelly before, kind of early on and said, look, we're going to open it up. We're going to think about it. And, once you get to that drop dead date of you can't enter the portal anymore, I think there is a kind of a sigh of relief, but I get the feeling that they never really stressed losing him.
So BK's in a good, positive
Really
spot.
good spot.
Like, he's seeing the next 2 years
Really good
being awesome and set.
Well, and if you're Nussmeier, you have to think about the opportunity to play now, which I know he wants to do, but the way that LSU is set up for the next year for him is the perfect scenario, right? If you were to hit the transfer portal, people would be eyeing LSU after Jaden Daniels leaves. So he's like, if I were to transfer, why just wait one more?
Yeah.
And especially after the departure of Walker Howard, where it's like,
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's yours.
We're betting a lot on the betting the farm on you.
It's your gig.
And it'll be an electric season under him just because the way the offensive line is set up, the talent they've brought in at wide receiver, it's all yours. But I do agree with Brian Kelly of what he's done and what he's seen with Jaden Daniels. He took a bet on him as well, brought him in, and the development is what they're betting on for this year because it's not going to look the same. They put an emphasis.
He looked different from Southern to Georgia last year.
And he's mentioned that. He's like the development of him essentially going from he just got here, he doesn't know anybody, and we'll play him in the spring game. And he's running around and like doing Jane Daniels things. And then for this spring game, he didn't leave the pocket that often. It was like drop back, throw, go through your progressions. That looked totally different. Mm. So I can see why the stakes are high here, right?
Well, and one thing that Nussmeier has done as well is that he's motivated the hell out of Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he's kept him really on top of his game. He's gotten stronger. He's, taken the feedback that the coaches have given him in the offseason of, hey, you got to improve on this immediately. Mm-hmm. And he's done it. And I really do expect Jaden Daniels to have a really good season. I do. I mean, I think if he stays healthy. I mean, one thing that you get from Brian Kelly is that they're going to push the ball down the field this year. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're going to take advantage of these wideouts. I mean, Brian Thomas and Aaron Anderson and Malik Neighbors and Kyron Lacey. It's definitely something that they know those guys are going to. That's how you win at LSU. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's LSU's strength. You got to put the ball in those guys' hands because they change the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And if you keep doing it, it's great for recruiting.
Right.
Like LSU's always been able to land wide receivers, even under Les Miles, when it's like, why are you here? And if you can put them on the map like 2019 did, where you're like, I'll sign up to go there if that's what the offense looks like, they're everywhere. And then that's how you get an Aaron Anderson to come to LSU. Speaking of, great interview yesterday, if you haven't seen it, what you did with the Algiers America director, Jackson, was unbelievable. I just sat there in awe. Mm-hmm. I was just watching the man cook.
Yeah, it was good.
It was so great. If you haven't seen the series, please check it out. But that's the kind of players that you can get if you have an offense in which players understand, like, oh, I will get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because who's my guy that went to Oklahoma State, went to LSU, and the all whites?
Oh yeah, Tyron Johnson.
Yeah, like Tyron Billy Joe, like those kind of guys where it's like, what am I doing here? I'm a 5-star. Yeah. And I'm not even – I get 2 catches a game. Now, if you shift the system to where everybody's going to get a little piece, you'll be involved in the offense. If you can do that, you'll get every kid in America to sign up to come to LSU, especially at skill positions.
Oh, I mean, that's the part of, kind of recruiting. And I asked him this yesterday, and I don't want to give away the interview. I mean,
get the
Lloyd,
cheese.
Get the interview up, bro.
This is far above my pay grade. I can only spend so much time.
Was asking him if he knew, and again, I didn't want to disrespect him, and I knew that he had recruited the state. Being at Notre Dame for over a decade, you're going to come to Louisiana. I mean, Logan Diggs is from New Orleans. If you understood just like how much talent was here, and he was, he talked about it. Just how different it is to be in a state that's so. I mean, think about Indiana.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? You got a bunch of Larry Birds. You know what I mean? Like that's their idol. A bunch of people shooting farm basketball off of a wooden backboard.
Build it themselves,
right? I mean,
playing airball.
It's they got to travel. Mm-hmm. And Notre Dame's a worldwide brand, so they can go anywhere.
Right.
But when you're at LSU, you can jump in a car and drive 45 minutes in either direction, wherever you want to go, and you can find a playmaker. You know what I mean? Like you can find somebody that's going to help you out.
And it's all about building the fence, which Ed Orgeron made a prerogative and did a good job of, but to keep that up, and I think we all know the secret sauce of that is Frank Wilson. Once you keep him in state, get him back, and let him go 45 minutes in either direction and go find you some guys. And he's like, I've got relationships all over the state. This is easy work for me because he put the duster on.
Stealing.
Yeah.
I mean, like it is. I mean, he's. I was surprised he didn't close like Aaron Anderson, those guys that were so late in the process, because that's how good he is. I mean, I still thought like, don't count him out. Don't count him out. I mean, what has he got? 3 days in a leather coat,
In a duster.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, don't count him out.
Omar's coming.
Remember Daily, we're brought to you by Premier South Roofing and Sheet Metal. Premier South Roofing and Sheet Metal. They got some weather coming through here. If you want to be prepared for it, or if you already are experiencing some of the signs of bad weather, let Premier South Roofing and Sheet Metal jump up on your roof today. If you need a tarp, they can professionally tarp the roof. They can also give you that inspection that we've been talking about, and they can work hand in hand with your insurance agent to replace your roof today. Online, PremierSouthLA.com. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, North Shore, or New Orleans. Get in touch with Premier South Roofing and Sheet Metal. Premier South Roofing and Sheet Metal can help you. Residential roofing, commercial roofing, metal roofing. If you need gutters and awnings, get in touch with them as well. Premier South Roofing and Sheet Metal. Online at PremierSouthLA.com. Louisiana's premier roofing experts in both quality and service. Find out for yourself today by getting in touch with our friends over at Premier. And if you log online to their site, make sure and leave them a Google review, as you've got a tab right there to get right over to it. Online, PremierSouthLA.com. So good stuff from Brian Kelly. Hopefully you'll be seeing that on Monday. As we said, LSU Mississippi State is going to get going tonight. 7:30 first pitch on SEC Network, so a little bit of a later start. At the box
late
tonight. That's too late.
That's real late. I'm going to the Saturday game. 6 p.m. is much more my speed.
6 o'clock
7:30 is my
Saturday
speed.
afternoon, 1 o'clock Sunday.
There you go. That's even better.
And for all the people I go with.
All from Skip Burtman Field.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sitting with Miss Johnson?
I don't know. I gotta make some phone calls. We'll see if I can get in that number, because this is going to be a massive ticket, I would imagine, to see Paul Skeens pitch for the last time in the regular season at LSU's campus.
This is the last regular season home series.
I mean, blink.
What the hell?
We were talking about this off air. She's like, it's almost football season. And I was like, Katie, whatever
it really is.
You're in this job, it's the best part to be of it. Like, it feels like everything moves in slow motion until it doesn't. And then you blink and, oh, we're almost to football.
But then you got June and July drag. And then you're like, oh, my God.
I wasn't a part of that.
What?
Wasn't here.
What do you mean? Yes, you were. In June and July.
I was on my vacation.
All of last June and July?
He did take a long vacation last summer.
I guess you did go 2 places. You went
like
Pebble
on
Beach.
a golf trip, yeah, and then somewhere else. But you were still here.
Yeah, but
my
it
point
was
is
like
June and July drags until football actually gets here, right?
Don't you vacation shame over there.
I'm not. I'm just like trying. I'm like, you weren't gone for 2 months. Like, I'm surely you remember.
Those are my favorite days, though. Or when it's slow,
long,
you get to.
dragging
Yeah,
out
well,
days?
that's when the personality of the room gets to carry over.
I guess so.
But
I get it.
if you're an LSU fan, and that's what I'd imagine primarily the people that listen to this are, you had LSU women's basketball
no.
win a national championship. You had LSU baseball crush and be #1 team in the country for most of the year.
Yeah.
And that's still rolling on, and people are interested in that. And now football is creeping up like a
I know.
man in the closet.
I know.
And so it never stops. It's so much fun to be a part of this program right now and be covering it.
It is.
The whole athletic program, really, like you said. Saints' schedule came out last night.
Oh, yeah, there's that too.
The NFL has made everything a huge deal. Now everybody is. I mean,
Wait,
like,
did you see the Titans?
script.
The Titans one was the best
the
one.
Titans? I didn't see the Titans. What was it?
It was like they went on the streets of Nashville.
Oh, yeah, and
like asked people like
They
what
did
the-
Billy on the street?
The Atlanta Bearcats? Yeah.
Yes.
I saw that.
And like the NFL teams that like people were guessing wrong, they just like
Right.
changed their Twitter to
No. So they showed them the Cincinnati Bengals, and somebody said the Boston Bearcats.
Dude, that's how out of depth I am with not knowing sports. I couldn't imagine just being like, show me this logo, and I would not
you
know.
wouldn't know it.
I
yeah.
mean, think if you saw like a
Uh,
Premier
po-
Soccer League.
Oh, or
Yeah.
no, I was going to say like a politician, because I'm not in that world at all. I'd be like, I don't know who that is. I
Or
saw
if
some
you
lady
saw
in
a
a
logo.
wheelchair the other day. I don't know who that is. But yeah, same thing. Where you just be like, no clue. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to best guess. First
Right.
thing that comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Premier League soccer is SEC football on steroids.
Yeah.
So I mean, they would look at they couldn't fathom somebody looking at a logo of
Oh, you might get beat up.
right.
Oh
I
my
mean,
Yeah, you would.
seriously.
They take it. Have you ever seen that movie, Green Sheet Hooligans?
No, I'm not. But I mean, you remember when they closed the ticket office on that thing, and they like rioted on the field, like they were blowing like smoke bombs on the field and stuff.
They pop smoke.
They don't play.
No.
Those are a different kind of fan.
Right.
Like
Which SEC football fans.
Right, fans. It's worse than that.
It's right. It's like 2 tiers above.
If they let you lose.
I mean, yeah, right. I mean, it's
do whatever you want.
It's Bama LSU fans with no rules
every week.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like they don't care how wild you go. It's like the crazier the better.
There's no rules.
Yeah, there are no rules.
And it's
how fun, really.
I kind of want to
one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's see it.
That's what I'm saying. I just want to go once.
One time. Let me just see it.
I would live in it, and it'd be like,
absolutely.
I gotta go.
Yeah, right.
I'm
never coming back.
I can't live this
God.
life.
I feel
Tyler
like,
Shelby.
Yeah, that would be right up your alley.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
be a great soccer fan.
I think they drink a lot of beer.
Yeah,
I did watch the Broncos. Did like an Office spoof where Peyton Manning was the lead character, which was pretty funny. Like they did like
This
an
just
Office.
came out?
Yeah, they did it last night.
Oh my
For
gosh.
the schedule reveal.
I think this was the best one.
The
I think
Eagles?
the Titans.
The Titans.
But it's
Can you
like-
play it?
Yeah. I don't. It's like it's just their video.
Yeah, it's funny. It is funny.
Yeah, Billy on the street.
St. Louis Rams.
Pretty close.
Lightning McQueen.
No.
As a race car.
Oh, that's just the football logo.
Just the
Football
football.
logo.
Boston Bobcats. No idea.
Oh no! Jerry Jones is flipping over in his grave.
The Baltimore Orioles.
This one is the Red Stallions. Ah.
Where are they?
Nashville, where everybody smashed.
No. Stars.
The Stars.
It says
The
Steelers.
69ers.
From the islands of the Caribbean.
The NFL's trying to get there.
Chester Cheeto.
Change it.
Tigers. North Carolina Tigers.
Her face is so confused.
Texas. That's the Cowboys. Texas. Got that.
Oh no.
Again.
Atlanta. Florida.
Atlanta, Florida Dolphins.
Oh, Texans.
There we go. That's a win.
Eagles. Pittsburgh.
Eagles. I love how they put exactly.
Bulls? Who? Patriots?
Bulls.
That's the Patriots logo. That it actually does not exist. That is Nashville, Tennessee.
Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans.
I hope it's not the Titans.
Tennessee Titans.
Wait, what? Awesome.
That is so good.
Nashville is the bachelorette party
Oh
capital
my
of the
God.
world.
Yes, it is.
Oh yes. I mean the 2-story buses
It's
going down Broad Street. You're just like again.
That's really like what it is. Nashville's a weird
It
place.
is. It has
It's
become.
not what I thought.
It has become. I'm telling you, and I hate to be this guy, but a decade ago
I
it was not that. It's
know.
become
I
very
know.
commercialized.
In college, it was great.
And I
It's
mean,
so
I think
different.
for a 3-year stretch, it was the fastest growing
Yes,
city.
it
I think it was.
was.
I want to say in the world.
Yeah, it was
for a
up
minute.
There. It was.
Like it was. It was on
Yeah.
fire for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, now like all of the outlying areas are.
Oh, it's like the definition of urban sprawl.
Yeah,
there.
I mean
yeah.
it's crazy.
That's where everybody wants to be.
It's like where all the rich, it's like all the elite
yeah,
are
like
living,
Brentwood.
right? Right.
Ooh.
Franklin.
Brentwood.
Yeah. Brentwood, up to no good.
Whoop-de-whoop.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Nashville fan. I
I agree.
decided, like, it's not for me.
It's Austin on steroids. In terms of the amount of people that are
I think it's Austin like commercialized, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like it's
so
like
commercialized.
it's so.
And Broadway's very Bourbon Street-ish to me too, at night at least. I mean, it's just country Bourbon Street.
Right. I mean, it's the same bar every.
Yes,
I mean,
that's exactly.
it's all country people bar.
Yeah,
Like they're
it
all
is
named
country
after like
people.
Right. It's whoever the hot country artist
Yeah.
is.
Kid Rock has a bar there,
Right.
and then
Sleeping
Alan
Down.
Jackson.
Kid Rock has like a 4-story bar there. I
I've
mean, it's
been.
like wild.
It's
You been to it?
Yeah, well, of course. We went on a bachelor party. We had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah.
We're just like,
Wait,
Where are all the people going?
Yeah.
wait, you don't belong in Nashville.
No, not at all.
Uh-uh.
But Country Lloyd belongs in Nashville.
Country Lloyd definitely does.
Go to Santa's. It is a mobile home that is a karaoke bar, and it is
In Nashville?
in Nashville. We were told that it's like a kind of like a speakeasy type thing,
Okay.
where if you know, you know.
What's the code?
You can't cuss.
Ooh, wow.
It's there's
Yeesh.
people. It's these,
Wait,
well,
really?
It's just
Wait,
people's
wait,
home.
wait.
They
Oh.
live there.
You can't, like, when you get in, you can't cuss?
No, you can when you get in, but like they're very like diligent about the line of like how the decorum, because they don't want people that are getting in to be too drunk, so they're trying to follow you out that way. To where it's like,
It's very
okay, don't come
odd.
in.
Don't
weird.
cuss
They're
here.
serving beer out of a refrigerator that's their home refrigerator
Why?
behind the bar because they make a ton of money. They live
And they're
in
living
a-
and sleeping in this place
Yes.
where you are coming in and partying.
Yes.
Do you like go to their bedroom and everything? Is the
No,
whole
it's
place-
they have like a mobile home, and they have I guess it's extended to where they have like a part, but they're up. They run the bar, and so every time people are there, they're there. But it's Santa's, and they won't let you on stage if you're bad at karaoke. They'll yank you off. And
Wow, I like that.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
do they know if you're bad or not? Just when
I
you
mean,
get started?
yeah.
You don't know
They
the
pull out
words.
the hook,
No way.
and my buddy did it on his bachelor party, and he tore the
Tore the
fucking
down.
roof off the place, and it was electric. Because
Aw,
he was nervous
cool.
because he was like, I've heard that they'll pull you off, and I don't want to get booed. People were banging on top of the ceiling, like whenever he was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was electric. He had a good crowd.
Aiden Hutchinson type moment.
Yes, it was
Yes.
How fun.
awesome. Yes, so
What's the
Nashville
name?
is elite, but it is very commercialized. It's almost like
Yeah.
New Orleans, where you have to find the pockets, where to
Yeah, you
go.
do.
If you talk to a local, I'd imagine you'll be able to find your way around.
Yeah,
It is easy to get around the
it
city.
is.
I will say that. Like we were able to-
Scooter.com.
We scootered
Yes,
there.
scooter
I was
and bike
scared, but
everywhere.
we did it.
Right? I mean, and even I thought that the best area of town was around Vanderbilt. It
I
was
did
like
too.
kind of
That's
around
what
the
I was gonna
colleges.
say. That's the spot.
I mean, that was
Have you been to Vanderbilt? Like to a game there?
oh no.
We
I mean,
went.
I've been
That's
to a
what we
basketball
went.
game.
Oh, y'all
we-
went to go to a game?
It was 2019. So
Oh.
we're on the tour, coach. We know
Yeah.
that LSU is elite at this point, and so he planned his like we're going to go to Nashville. Then it turns out LSU is good, and so we get the Jamar Chase game and the from Joe Burrow, and I was like. I remember watching the game and seeing that happen, and I was like, y'all, like the 5 Vanderbilt fans over there, was like, it's over.
Yeah.
He was trying to cruise
That
control.
was I think Stingley got his first pick that day. His helmet
Came off.
I mean,
Talk about 6 to midnight.
Wasn't
Yeah.
you talking to Derek Mason when he did that?
Yes.
It was.
He was looking at Derek Mason. He looked because like Derek Mason, I don't know, were they talking to him,
I don't know if they were. I don't know
or was
what
it like
Talking
the
about
type,
Burrow?
or was it the
Yeah.
type of defense they were running at him?
He got hit late into the sideline, and he was like,
That's
oh.
right.
And
That's
he was
right.
like, oh, okay.
That's right.
Y'all want me?
Right. And he kept
He
looking
goes
at him.
nuclear. I'm about to put 5 on your head.
In the first half.
I
Yeah,
saw a
I
video.
mean, him and it looked like the backyard.
Yeah.
I mean, they were running around like it was.
But
his
that was
backyard.
Jamar's coming out party.
Yeah.
Where what do you go for like 219
I don't know, he caught like a slant route
and
it
went
just-
80?
Yeah, I mean, and he didn't get. Touched.
I didn't know he could go that.
Yeah.
He didn't
way.
get touched.
I didn't know
Yeah,
he was that
I
fast.
didn't
Like
know
when
he
he
had
crossed
that in him
when he
before
crossed the goal line, like he kept running. He couldn't
Mm-hmm.
slow down. I mean, he was flying.
And the beer was sold out at halftime. That is a true
right.
No,
story.
it was not.
That's
Yes,
right. Yeah, it
I
was.
saw them wheel beer in at halftime like it was a Brinks truck.
Are
They
you
were
kidding?
like guarding it. They're like, you people are nuts.
Yeah.
What was it like other than that? Like just being in there? I've never been
Oh,
to a game
it was
in the
desolate.
stadium. Really?
Like,
Well, it was
the
an
t-
early game. Wasn't
It was 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll remember. It's still there.
But was it fun? Like, was it a fun scene?
was fun for us.
Was it Vandy
No,
crowd fun?
no.
Tailgating. What was tailgating like?
The worst tailgate. There's nowhere to
It's
go.
a parking garage, isn't
It
it?
is.
Yeah.
It's
But on campus, people aren't out
no.
tailgating?
It's all
No.
concrete
Yeah, Katie,
and
they don't care about football. Though.
no. They were all looking at the baseball stadium.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like that. Get ready for
Yeah,
that.
right.
And I was like, I
See
get
you
it.
in baseball season.
Yeah, I've been there.
Right.
But-
And that place is unimpressive too.
Oh, it's
I mean, it's like a high school
turf.
field.
Yeah, it's turf and tiny and nothing, and but that's their pride.
They got that wall.
They got the wall, but being in there, it was LSU.com. Like LSU just took it over. And
pads popping.
They
I mean,
had,
they were killing those guys, bro.
Well, and I'm talking about like just the fan base. Like this is a home game.
Oh, Adrian McGee with the double block.
yes.
Oh my God.
He killed that kid.
That clip is still going
Fun
on
work.
social media.
I mean, that's a meme.
Find you some work. Coach.
Fine work. He did.
Is McGee still in the league?
I don't think so.
I mean, with as much football leagues as they have out there, he's got to be playing somewhere. XFL, USFL, NFL. Nothing? Damn.
Give it a Google. But that place was also, did they not only run out of beer at halftime, all of the bars before, because it was 11 a.m. kick, everybody was asking for screwdrivers, and they're like, orange juice? They're like, with a touch, like vodka. And they're like, what? And they're like, okay, hold on. Give it. And then so apparently like a ton of bars were sold out of, like, they weren't stocked ready for that type of environment.
In Nashville?
It's 9 a.m. though.
Still.
They're not ready.
They don't drink like that.
They don't.
That's wild.
Same thing going to Austin for like a football game. I went to ACL a few years ago, and it was when Texas had a home game, and you wouldn't have known that Texas football was playing that day. It was everybody's moving and shaking and doing their own deal.
Yeah.
But when LSU comes to town, it's like, we're drinking here,
Right.
we're going here, and then we're going to the game.
These crazy cats are tailgating at 9 a.m.
Yeah, it's
The
7.
game doesn't kick till 7 o'clock.
We're not open yet.
Right. I mean,
We don't sell
Get a
liquor.
screwdriver.
We don't sell liquor till 11.
there's a great article about Barrett's Barley Corner Bar in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm telling you, is the name of
Is
it.
that the
Barley
Jello
Corner
Shots
bar.
bar?
I think so. And they made their entire year in the 90s when LSU would show up to Omaha.
No doubt.
Like over those 2 weeks, LSU would show up, and this is when they're dominating
Yeah.
Omaha. They're staying for the whole, they're staying the entire time. So it's like a 2-week Louisiana vacation in Omaha, and everybody from LSU would go to Barrett's. And I mean, this guy was like, "You people are nuts." And he was like, "But I love y'all."
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
bet
mean?
he
Like he
does.
turned into the biggest LSU baseball fan on the planet because he knew, look, when they come up here, it's just different.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like they're gonna drink this whole place under, and when we run out, they want more.
He's probably got to bring in like a pod storage unit to like store all the
And
alcohol.
he does. Like
keep
that's what
place
the article's
running.
about. Like what you have to stock because so many places
It changes their year.
like we're like we can't keep up.
Right.
You know, and he was like, I'm
I
going
can.
to dominate them. You know, and
It's a
he,
competition.
like,
Yeah.
expanded the bar. You know, he's got an LSU room. I mean,
That's
it's
so
like
cool.
I mean, but it's for people that have never seen it.
Yeah.
You know, like people that are like, oh my! I remember when LSU went to Washington a couple of years, like
Jake Locker.
2010. Yeah, a while ago. Patrick Peterson was on that team.
Watch it. I remember.
Um,
Almost lost.
I mean, Seattle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a 6-hour flight. You know what I mean? It's a 2-day drive. You know what I mean? And I mean, like Friday afternoon, just like a wave of purple and gold just
like a
crashes
riot.
into these hotel bars, and they're like, "What is going on, man?"
You know what, Harold?
I mean,
No.
it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and people are ordering doubles. You know what I mean? Like, and keep them coming.
That's so
keep the
wild.
keep the bar tab open. They're like,
We don't.
we're not going to be able to
do
do
this
this
here.
until
Don't close it.
4 p.m., but we're out.
yeah. I mean, like y'all gonna have to go somewhere else,
And we will.
Okay, see,
Go catch a fish.
UCLA was the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
It was
about to
just
say.
like,
UCLA?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even. You really wouldn't know they had a UCLA football game.
watch
that day.
Vegas
Right.
next year.
Oh,
Oh
God.
God.
Watch
yeah.
Vegas next year.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
USC has some pretty prideful fans, though.
no doubt. But I mean, they're not ready for the purple and gold
Oh,
wave
no.
that's going to crash into Vegas.
Do you know
I mean-
how many degenerates?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Bohannon will be there.
You know how many fights?
Bohannon's going to be in
I
jail.
can't even imagine.
Bohannon's going to jail.
Like, imagine the frats from LSU and the frats from USC, like, just coming together.
Oh my
Florida
God.
State has a massive fraternity
Yeah, they
community.
do.
They do. Florida
Yeah.
State has a
So
nice
the
party.
Orlando game.
Orlando's gonna
They
be
party.
wild.
Yeah.
They party.
I'm excited.
Almost had
You
a couple,
going?
Almost
Yeah.
had a couple squabbles after that Florida State game last year.
Stewie was.
Are you going to Orlando?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I did have a few choice words for the ladies on the side of us from
Yeah.
Florida State.
I bet
Stewie
you
was.
did.
Stewie does not handle L's well.
I don't handle. Yeah, no, hell no.
He'll bring
Especially
up.
LSU
He'll bring up
losses.
things from 1988.
Oh yeah, I'm going all the way back. I'm going deep in the bag.
When's the last time you won a natty?
You bum.
Yeah. It was a scene. but
Jameis Winston was still stealing crab legs.
you still squinting?
I kind of thought we were all going to Orlando. Like we should, right?
I haven't thought what I'm doing
What?
this weekend.
I mean, it's
Uh,
Labor Day weekend.
Happy to
first
be
of all,
here.
So it's a long weekend.
mean,
yeah,
it's
and
on a
LSU
Sunday,
plays
right?
Florida State there.
Sunday again.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Yeah, but Monday's a holiday.
We don't have
Did he get the
holidays.
Sunday time slot again?
Yeah.
It is?
It's the biggest game of the. It has to be.
Oh, it's the biggest game of the weekend, no doubt.
Absolutely.
And Brian Kelly talked
It'll
about
be a
that a
top
little
five.
bit, where he
it'll
said
be a top 5 matchup.
he said it's not
Yeah.
a season decider, but
Could propel
kind
you.
of
Yeah, it
is.
could propel you
They
into.
wanna win.
You want to win.
Everybody wants to win.
But I mean,
you know.
how nervous? I mean, I'm going to be super nervous based on my experience last year.
Florida State's
in
getting a
Florida
lot of
State
love.
game.
A lot of
A
love.
lot
They
of
are.
A
love.
lot of
Like,
love. I
They
mean,
really are.
Like they got a lot of respect.
Jordan Travis,
Is
a lot
ranked
of love.
Like higher rated than Caleb Williams.
I mean,
obviously.
easy.
higher
We
rated,
watched
but
both of
higher
these-
ranked than like whatever you look at the polls or whatever that have come out from like PFF. He's top 3.
Yeah.
And Jaden's like 6, 7.
Yeah.
That'll be the market. That's what they're going to play up the entire time is
Quarterback.
quarterback matchup. And from what you've seen from Jaden, what they did in the offseason, I'm telling you, one season of work is going to help him so much. I don't think people realize how much he hit the ground running.
Jaden.
Yes.
Well, yeah, just the evolution of him from
came
when
in
he
late.
got here, I feel like has been so cool to watch, right? Like he's the definition of like I'm listening to my coaches and doing exactly what they say, and look where it's getting me.
Well, and it's a great testimony for Kelly and his recruiting staff
Yeah,
too.
it is.
I mean, like you could just turn on the film and say, look at the development. I mean, that's not happening by accident.
Mm-hmm.
The players putting in the work, the players doing the work and getting better, but he's being coached up as
Yeah.
well. I mean, that's
It's really cool to watch.
that's something that I think is going to pay. It's going to pay off this year for
Mm-hmm.
LSU.
And Hunter Fournette brings up a great point. Jordan Travis didn't have Perk chasing him down last year.
He did not.
That might be a little bit of a game changer. Or Mason Smith, which I don't
Yeah.
think is getting talked about nearly enough, which is what you talked about Brian Kelly thinking they're good. Imagine seeing that cat that you rolled, like, pretend you got him from the transfer portal.
Right.
And you're just
Yeah.
like, we just got a 5-star number 1 player in Louisiana to come here.
And I would even put Deshaun Womack
Speaking of Demon Home,
in that.
Jesus,
And he's
in
on a
that mix
revenge
as well.
tour.
Yes, Mason Smith.
he
is-
looks like he
Mm-hmm.
is.
he's got a kill list.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, he's got a list for sure, and I think he's like walking around the building like barking the date, like September 3rd. Like people are just like, oh my god.
You know, Florida State's going to come at us so hard.
Thunder check.
Oh, yeah.
Those fans.
People like coming out there.
I mean, they're going to talk about choking, and they're
see
going to
Mason's back at it.
they're going to try to get in everybody's
What a
heads.
mountain of a man.
Mason.
Mason.
Yeah,
That's why they named him Mason.
Mason.
They
He
know
needs
his-
2 A's.
Yeah, he needs 2 A's. Too big.
Yeah, he's too big for 1 A.
K2.
right.
All right, coming up in the second hour, we're going to talk to Nathan Velasquez.
Live?
Nathan's going to be here. Yes.
Is he coming in?
Still haven't found out.
I do have some movie questions, though.
Yeah, I watched Heat last night.
For the first time?
No, I've been watching it a long time ago, but like I just had to go back and
No,
they put it back on
really?
Netflix. I was like, hey, you know what? Get a little
Throw it
De Niro
on.
and Al Pacino.
Oh, he just
in
had
there.
he just had a kid again.
I know. What?
Isn't that
How old is
wild?
he?
He's 79, I think, isn't
He's
he?
on that TRT.
He's somewhere in the 70s.
Total Health.
And
Dirty
just had a
grandpa.
baby girl. What is he like? He has like 8 kids or something like that.
Jeez.
I think he just had his 7th.
Yeah, that's right. He just had his 7th. What the hell? It's like Alec Baldwin. It's like, what are y'all doing?
Well, they're a little different. They're both, well, you would think that one was shooting blanks or both were shooting blanks.
That was
Thank
good,
you for
Lloyd.
that.
That's a good one. You walked you walked into that one.
That
I
was
like
good.
it.
Turns out neither are.
Yeah.
Got a live gun. What do you do at 80 and you have a 1-year-old?
You hired help.
Grandpa,
You mean,
right a
they're-
wheel,
I mean,
Right.
they
Never,
have-
never see it.
Your
yeah, it's
your
not
dad.
like they're
Right.
doing anything for their kids.
Right.
Like somebody else is.
Kid's gonna grow up thinking
It's
that's his
easy to have a
grandpa.
bunch of kids, and you got nannies all over the place and young wives, apparently, right?
Is that,
Midwives.
is that a new wife?
Well, he's had. I
'Cause
think
he
he
was-
has kids with 2 others.
Hell
Like a
yeah.
couple of kids with each other one.
He's just
But I
popping
don't
off.
know how long he's been with this one. He has a kid with this one too. I don't know. I mean, good for
Oh, Bobby D.
yeah, good
Bobby
for him,
D.
right? Like,
Bobby D.
if that's what he
Bobby's
wants to do.
D.
Keep doing it. Shoot your gun.
Ugh.
All right, hour 2 coming at you. Stick around. Jordy
I'm
Culotta
just
Show.
thinking about him on top of
Built
me.
by R&B Builders. Make sure to
Why?
hit that like button, share button, comment button. We'll be back. Hour 2. Donaldsonville Glass and Body, the trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repair since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Hey fellas, it's Jordy Culotta for my friends over at Men's Total Health. Guys, do you suffer from fatigue, decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, weight gain or loss of muscle mass, signs of depression, anxiety, hair loss, mental fog, general loss of interest? Then you might be suffering from low testosterone. Go see my friend Mike Roach and his great team over at Men's Total Health, over in Metairie at menstotalhealth.net online. And stop in and see how they can change your life today. A simple shot and some knowledge from Mike Roach can get you back up, moving with your energy, get your sex drive back, build your muscle mass, make you feel young again. All online, menstotalhealth.net. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance.
Get going and get it done. Get going and get it done. Corrects done. Personal injury done. Workers' comp done. Truck wrecks done. Get going and get it done. Get going and get it done.
In 1975, Mike Anderson left the gridiron for the grill, opening a po' boy shop near LSU. If you're from Louisiana, odds are you've tasted a dish, experienced the tradition of Mike Anderson's seafood. 48 years later, the tradition of Mike Anderson's lives on with the next generation.
I'm very thankful.
He's never allowed okay to be okay. It's a driving force for me to just want to keep it as good as he made it.
Mike Anderson Seafood and WAFB, celebrating the community.
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college, for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. 48 Insurance Agency, established in 1946, locally can help you with any of your home, auto, commercial, contractors, life and health insurance today. Give them a call, 225-383-0682, or log online to 48agency.com.
AG, I got you something.
Hey, Coach. What do you think? Is this too much?
If you look good, you play good.
All right, then. Let's get it done.
Do you need your roof checked or just ready to get a new roof? Premier South Roofing and Sheet Metal has helped over 10,000 customers with their roofs over the last 2 decades. Premier South employs over 300 team members in South Louisiana. They're accredited by the Better Business Bureau. They've been named in the top 100 roofers in the nation for a number of years. And Premier South has former insurance adjusters in-house whose job it is to help get all the insurance money you deserve. So go to PremierSouthLA.com for Premier South Roofing and Sheet Metal and get your free inspection.
Premier South Roofing.
Hey, welcome back here. Hour 2 of the Jordy Culotta Show, as always, built by R&B Builders. Remember our friends over at Katie's Restaurant down in New Orleans. Katie's, of course, located on Iberville Street, right there in the heart of Mid-City, if you want to check them out. Tremendous menu down there to choose from. All types of selections. They've got St. Louis-style pizza. They've got your New Orleans favorites as well. Check them out online at katiesinmidcity.com. katiesinmidcity.com. Don't forget about their sister restaurant, Francesca's by Katie's, which is down located in the Lakeview area. Online at katiesinmidcity.com. katiesinmidcity.com. Tell Scott Craig that you heard it here on the show. All right, real quick. NBA last night, playoffs.
The Sixers blew it.
Denver.
Did they?
How about
Yes.
Phoenix?
I was
What
co-opting
are,
that.
what are we about to do with Phoenix? Phoenix is about to drift off as like one of the biggest,
Like, what ifs? Like,
just ever. And
what could've
KD,
been?
I told you.
it's over.
Terrible night for KD.
Terrible
I told you.
night for
He
KD.
had PBL.
Yeah, he's-
Bad body language.
Yep. Started hooping in the end, but it's like, it's garbage.
Yeah,
time
it's
now.
over,
He's
man.
down by 30.
I mean, it's over now. But I mean, that game was over like early.
Yeah.
You know who's down bad? Russillo.
Oh, I bet.
We
I mean,
need-
all
we-
the Chris Paul lovers.
He's been dying on that hill
Wait,
for
wasn't
the
Chris
last
Paul was
50
hurt though?
He was
I
hurt,
know,
but-
that's the thing.
That kind of changed.
Well, it happens.
changes
No,
stuff.
it's
But it
it's
happens every
something
year,
that you
though.
can
Regular
print on the
season
calendar.
CP
Yeah,
is MVP.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Then get to the playoffs.
then you get to the playoffs and he's
groin, hamstring.
Yeah.
It's
Old.
always a legitimate injury.
But he's old.
CPIR. I mean,
What's CPIR?
CPR.
injured reserve.
Chris Paul, injured reserve.
Oh.
That was good.
I was like, what is that? I've never heard of that. Well, Anthony Davis is going to play tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's not
For how
concussed?
long?
Is he in the wheelchair
Oh, when
league?
he
He's
gets
gonna play.
touched. When he gets
Roll
touched,
him out there.
Probable
him out.
Probable to play.
As soon as he gets touched, he's falling out.
He has to play.
Dude,
This
if
is
if
crucial.
I am playing against Anthony Davis, one elbow again, like
Oh my
off the
God.
rip.
Wait, I'm just throwing a goon out there.
Absolutely.
At this point in the playoffs, I mean, like,
if that's what it takes,
and he's the best player on the floor.
and you're that easy,
Who's the 13th guy on the bench? I mean, who's the 12th guy on the bench? Hey, here is your specific duty this week.
And it will take
I
you
want
a
you
minute.
to catch this ball in the post and swing those elbows, turn inside, and see if you can't catch AD in the rib cage. If you do and you get suspended, we'll pay the fine and you'll get a raise.
Go sign Dennis Rodman for a game.
I mean, it's. I still can't get over that video clip of him going down off that elbow
I
in his
cannot
head.
get over that.
That is.
I want to watch it in slow mo.
That's a
like
that's a
real
pro.
slow-mo.
And one of my friends is a Lakers fan, so he was like trying to defend him on Twitter.
Who,
And I was
No
like,
chance.
Noah?
No, I was like,
No,
bro.
Noah's a LeBron fan. Me and Noah are in the same camp.
I was like, the guy from the Celtics literally got his face stepped on the court by Joel Embiid and stayed in the game and finished the game.
Draymond got a concussion.
Right. And AD got touched in the head and he was concussed.
There's no defense for that. Like
It was in the face.
I mean, Katie, I played
face.
basketball before and I've been hitting my eye, got my contacts
But we're
knocked
talking
out.
about Anthony Davis. He's going to get hit in the face. He's out. He's wheelchairing out of here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Nobody's
saying.
surprised.
Get the wheelchair, please.
Do you think that that's something they talk about, like obviously behind closed doors? Like, look, body him up.
Yes.
Absolutely.
In the playoffs? I mean, like.
playoffs?
What do you. I mean, like, this is win or go home. I mean, like, this is to go to the Western Conference Finals. I mean, like, absolutely.
Tonight's the
I mean,
game.
What's his weak
Tonight
spot?
is the game.
Body this cat up. Because if you don't, he's about to go double-double on us and be the best player on the floor.
He could drop 40
I mean,
or
like,
0.
by no means do I think, like, Steve Kerr is, like, coaching these guys to, like, hurt him. But, guys, you see what happens when you play physical with him. Right? Like, body him up, move him around, push him out the way when you're rebounding. I mean, when you're trying to create space, bump into him.
You got
Put a
6 of
shoulder
these
into
things.
him. I mean, like, if you're coming off a screen, pounce into his chest. I mean, like, if you
that'll
got a
send him.
chance to hit him,
Hit him.
You have to.
Right? I mean, like, it's.
But they have to have him tonight.
Don't
And
hit him
Andrew
off.
Wiggins is
No, I know.
Andrew Wiggins is questionable.
Oh, that would be a
tonight.
huge deal.
Well, that's a huge. Well, his ribs.
Yeah, he hurt his ribs.
I
so
mean,
him
it's-
questionable, AD back in.
Here you go.
John Follett is AD
really.
a Hall of Famer. He doesn't think so. He needs these types of series, John. I mean, really.
Now I'm a whole
You know, I mean, I think when you look at the basketball player Anthony Davis, yes, he is. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame talent. But I mean, at the end of it, when it goes to the voters, I mean, there is going to be some debate on whether or not he played enough. But if he can win these types of series, if he can be a part of, you know, late in LeBron's career where he's the centerpiece to carrying the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals and maybe to a finals, that'll get him in. I mean, no matter how much he plays in the regular season. I mean, he's got one ring that's, you know, from the bubble that's kind of looked as with an asterisk. But if he's able to get to a Western Conference final with the way that he's playing right now. And look, I bang on AD as much as anyone out there. And I think the way that he approaches the game and the style he plays for a professional athlete is very unattractive to me. But when he does play and when he is on the floor and he's healthy and right, he is a world-class talent. There's just really nobody like him, you know, that is as versatile as he is. I mean, he can step out and knock down shots, and he's 7 feet tall, and he's a former point guard. He played point guard in high school. You know, I mean, he's just he's an alien out there. He's probably, you know, I mean, what everybody in the lottery, with the lotteries, do you find out who chooses the lottery next week?
Basketball lottery?
Yeah. Should be coming like
No,
for Wembanyama. I mean, like the big 7-footer from France, Wembanyama, that everybody's trying to go after. I mean, if you've seen this guy play, Wembanyama is like shooting
next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, she's shooting threes as a 7-footer. He shot a 3-pointer,
Off one leg.
followed it, caught the rebound, and dunked it back up. Right, followed his own 3-point miss with a dunk follow up. This is the type of prospect we're talking about. Anthony Davis is like Wembanyama a little bit before Wembanyama. I mean, I've watched highlights of him, and I know this guy's a freak. But he's like long and can shoot and can ball handle and he can play with his back to the basket a little bit. I mean, Anthony Davis is that type of dude, man. You know, I mean, he's and I hate saying that because, I mean, I don't like complimenting him. You know what I mean? 'Cause, I mean, just the way that he treated New Orleans and the way that he left and his attitude on the way out and for, you know, everything that New Orleans tried to cater and do for him. But, I mean, there was a reason why they were doing that. And when he was on the floor, he's fun to watch, man. And if he can stay on the floor in these Western Conference semifinals, Golden State doesn't have an answer for him. Mm-hmm. I mean, like they can't guard him. They do not have. And what's most impressive about AD in this series is that he's defending. He's playing defense. You rarely see him give effort on both sides of the floor for 40 minutes.
Well, and you can say the same thing about Bron. Like, they know when to turn it on.
Yeah, but I mean, Bron's been. I expect it from Bron. I don't expect Bron to miss any minutes. I don't expect Bron to not give you effort. I don't expect Bron not to.
No, he'll take plays off on the defensive end, is what I'm saying. But when the playoffs ramp up,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
be like,
I'm never worried
shit.
about.
Yeah.
I am not worried about number 6 when the lights come on.
No.
Right? Like, I'm not worried about it. He's going to be there. You can count on him, and you're going to know what you're going to get. If I'm coaching Anthony Davis, I'm concerned the whole time that he's going to stay on the floor every game. No matter how good he's playing, no matter how much he's dominating, in a blink of an eye, he could be in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? Like, with a you know, an elbow to the head.
The wrist to the head. I'm just trying to look up the spread real quick to see. So you have Knicks, Heat minus 5.5, which is an unbelievable storyline.
I love the Heat.
The New York media is unbelievable. Like, they talked up these Knicks
man,
much,
awesome.
and to hear them melt down in the middle of all this, and then also be I feel like it's okay to say we're all Le Batard fans, and to get the other side of it has been so much fun.
So
just
good.
From I'm not a fan of either team.
It's so good.
But it's so funny. Lakers minus 2.5 at home.
They got to win this one.
This is the one.
They better win this one. And this is where Anthony Davis can make a name for himself.
Thank God he's at home.
He can stay, you know,
and at home.
Really kind of put some juice behind his name. He is
legacy game.
It's got to be one of, from a superstar. Like, think about this, man. If you're in your world and you are a superstar, you're $100 million, you're a max contract player. You're playing next to maybe one of the great. You're playing next to one of the greatest players to ever play, and you go home every night and you watch every talking head make fun of you, laugh in your face, laugh when your name comes up, giggle about you, make fun of your nicknames, call you street clothes, make fun of when you fall. Like,
laugh at your pain.
It's fun. It's funny for us. Anthony Davis he's got an ego the size of this room. He's got a game that nobody in the world really has. He's been treated like royalty the majority of his life. Mm-hmm. What he is going through watching that over the last 2 years, I got to imagine has had some type of tax on him, right? These are the nights where you can shut those people up.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, this is a great opportunity for Anthony Davis where if those nights have kept him up, and when Shaq and Charles Barkley are like openly making fun of him on the most popular NBA television show that's out there. Like, there's a lot of eyeballs that are watching that, and there's a lot of his peers, a lot of people in the league, a lot of Lakers that are watching that and see, like, street clothes, laughing at him, see him, like, I mean, like, that stuff. If that gets to him, which all of these athletes are usually driven by that type of stuff. I mean, think if that happened to Michael Jordan. Like, that type of, like, if you ever, like,
baseball
mocked him
bat season.
openly, you know what I mean? Like, when he would,
easy to talk when you win.
He would be at the gym right now.
Yes.
He'd be waiting on tip-off right now for tonight's game. You know, like, what time do we play? 8 o'clock tonight. Cool. Let him know I've been here. Right?
I just said 8 a.m.
Like, Anthony Davis, this is a night where he can... He can
put a stamp on his legacy.
Like, he could have the press conference and tell Shaq and Charles, "What'd you say?" You know,
I'll go on the show.
Yeah, right. Like, what was? He would never do that, but you could have that mentality. You could have that type of, because that's got to be so difficult, man. Right? Like, I mean, like, think about hearing criticism at that level. Like, I'm not talking about LeBron type criticism where people try to go at him. And LeBron's above, a little bit above that, right? Nobody's getting to LeBron. You're not hitting him at his profession. You're not hitting him at his skill. You're not hitting him at what he knows. If you really want to debate this, we can roll the ball out there, and I'll beat anybody by 100.
That's talking about it.
Right? Anthony Davis doesn't really have that feeling. It's kind of like even people within his own peer group are like, well, I mean, you don't really play. You know what I mean? I guarantee you there have been other players on the floor or even maybe teammates that have called him street clothes.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like to his face. Like, or him sitting on the bench in a big game and somebody on the floor look over him and be like, street clothes.
Absolutely. That
I mean,
happens.
You know what I mean?
Probably
Like,
Russell Westbrook when he
think
was on the
about
team
that.
was probably like,
you know what I mean? You're like, this guy's got $300 million in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
He's married to a supermodel. You know, he lives in Bel Air.
Have you seen his $31 million house in Bel Air?
No.
It's unbelievable. I
Anthony
just looked at it
Davis?
on Front Office Sports. Yeah, because I saw it pop up on their Instagram the other day. It's wild.
But
Crazy.
when you talk about everything about Anthony Davis and everything that goes into it, this is the moment where you would expect him to shrink.
Right.
Like,
He does
because
not
if
usually
you're thinking
perform.
about it the way that you're thinking about it, and if he's thinking about it with his mentality, that's not his.
No, this is not
his MO.
This is not where he succeeds.
And especially, and LeBron's probably going to try to get him going and force feed
He's probably
him.
in his ear all night, all day, all night.
I think he's going to be fine tonight.
Who's our guy that showed out in Game 5? No,
Lonnie
Game 4.
Walker.
Yeah, give Lonnie Walker the rock.
But I mean, that's
that's fine.
That's a pro, man. Always be ready.
Always
be ready.
That's what they were talking about on the broadcast.
Always be ready.
Yeah, it was unbelievable because he went to Miami and he led them on a little bit of a charge, and like people are running around trying to find a place to play, whatever. Like I want to start, and he's like Lonnie Walker's just over there cooling.
Wait, did you see Shaq and Chuck like laughing at Anthony Davis?
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
You produced it. You put it on the show.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I mean,
smoke more weed,
Stewie, could you imagine?
That's awesome.
I mean, could you imagine if there was like a podcast show and you went home and like the two most famous podcasters in the country were like, look at Stewie. I mean, like, look how bad at his job he is.
Oh, I get that every day, coach.
Yeah. But like on a national level, you know,
Tiger
you're like
droppings.
pointing and laughing at him. I mean, like that's probably never happened to Anthony Davis in his
No, it
life.
has not.
No, I've never above criticism
Yeah, I
to
mean,
this
like,
point,
it's
and
never
now,
hit me.
but this is I guess the biggest stage you would say with this, just because of obviously not the finals, but where they are and the media coverage and who they're playing.
No doubt.
This is probably a little bit bigger than the
there's
bubble.
There's 4 Hall of Famers on the floor.
Clay, Steph, LeBron, and AD.
Yeah.
Not Drake.
I would put Draymond in that mix.
You think Draymond's gonna make the Hall of Fame?
Coach, take him off the Warriors the last 5 years.
You're right. He did have like 26 the other night.
I mean,
That
like,
was unbelievable.
Ask the Warriors if he's a Hall of Famer.
But I think he's only a Hall of Famer because he's on the Warriors.
Maybe.
Hey, we'll take that.
You know?
Know your role and play it well.
Is Rodman a Hall of Famer because he's only on Chicago and Detroit?
No, he's a
One
Hall
role?
Hall of Fame effort.
Yeah,
Right?
Rodman.
But I mean, can I argue that Draymond is Golden State's Rodman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is.
You know? I mean, like, he's the engine, right? Like, I mean, even standing on the bench with a towel around his neck and ice over his knees, he still gets people going.
Imagine having Draymond.
That's why I think they can't cut him.
Yeah,
I really that's why I think that
good.
he keeps taking salary breaks, but the owner's giving him something in his back pocket and saying, "Look, man, you're going to get your money, but on the books, this is how I'm going to have to work it."
Imagine having him and AD on the same team and how that locker room would go. He hit Jordan Poole in the face.
Right, and now look at the data you've seen on Poole since then. Whose side are you on?
AD would have been out for the year.
Huh?
AD would have been out for the year.
He might retire, Coach, if he got folded like that on video.
That man got folded.
He didn't get folded. His knees buckled.
Yeah, it was bad.
Draymond
caught him.
He caught that thing back.
Right
too.
hit him right in the button.
Yeah.
Like he hit him and had to catch him, so it was, he felt bad.
he hit him right in the sweet spot. I mean,
AD got hit right in the button with a limp wrist.
Yeah.
And is dead.
Yeah.
What's the button?
Coach, I can't see anything right now.
The bean?
That knockout spot.
Oh.
He flicked his bean, Katie.
He flicked his bean.
Flicked his bean.
That's the base. Yes. We've made it, and now it's PC.
That's what it is.
Now it's PC.
Anthony Davis got his bean flicked.
Yeah.
He wasn't feeling well after. He had to come out the game, Coach. I mean, sorry.
Made my knees slam together.
All right, we'll be back. I think that's Nathan Velasquez walking through the door right now here on this Friday. We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show, as always, built by R&B Builders. Yo.
Whoa.
Donaldsonville Glass and Body, the trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repairs since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Hey fellas, it's Jordy Culotta for my friends over at Men's Total Health. Guys, do you suffer from fatigue, decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, weight gain or loss of muscle mass, signs of depression, anxiety, hair loss, mental fog, general loss of interest? Then you might be suffering from low testosterone. Go see my friend Mike Roach and his great team over at Men's Total Health, over in Metairie at menstotalhealth.net online. And stop in and see how they can change your life today. A simple shot and some knowledge from Mike Roach can get you back up, moving with your energy, get your sex drive back, build your muscle mass, make you feel young again. All online, menstotalhealth.net. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance.
Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon and get it done. Corrects done. Personal injury done. Workers' comp done. Truck wrecks done. Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon and get it done.
In 1975, Mike Anderson left the gridiron for the grill, opening a po' boy shop near LSU. If you're from Louisiana, odds are you've tasted a dish, experienced the tradition of Mike Anderson's seafood. 48 years later, the tradition of Mike Anderson's lives on with the next generation.
I'm very thankful. He's never allowed okay to be okay. It's a driving force for me to just want to keep it as good as he made it.
Mike Anderson Seafood and WAFB, celebrating the community. Welcome back here, Friday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show. Nathan coming through here in a couple of minutes. A scary, sad situation yesterday in Denham Springs as Corporal Sean Kelly was critically injured in a police situation in Livingston Parish. He is at Our Lady of the Lake right now, and he was caught in gunfire in answering a call to a public spot in Denham Springs on a very well-populated stretch of street in Denham on Range Avenue, and right now is critically in Our Lady of the Lake. And I know that there's a blood drive this morning that is happening at Our Lady of the Lake for Corporal Sean Kelly of the Denham Springs Police Department. So if you have the time, and you want to get over and help, I know that there is a request for him this morning after a very scary and still very scary situation that is continuing to ongo right now. So if you have the time and you can, get by Our Lady of the Lake this morning off of Essen Lane here in Baton Rouge and donate blood for Corporal Sean Kelly, as he was scary situation yesterday. Obviously, we're going to talk to Nathan Velasquez coming up here in a couple of minutes, as Nate will be in for his regular Friday segment. He's actually going to be in studio with us, so it'll be good to see Nate as he comes through here. The weekend weather should be good. Are we good? Are we checked up on this?
Let me check. Dude, the new
It's
weather.
bad?
The new weather app on the iPhone. I was in a group
new?
chat with somebody with an Android, and it just harkened back to all of our conversation about it. It was so obnoxious.
Droid.
You can't send
Droid.
anything. You can't send like the effects or
It sucks.
any.
I
You
don't
can't
get it.
emphasize messages or edit your text.
Wait, what?
You can't do anything.
When somebody has a droid,
Oh,
In a
they
group
have
text,
green and
yeah.
all that.
Correct.
Green text.
I thought
Yeah,
you
it's
meant like
raining
some type of
today.
upgrade.
No, that would be a downgrade.
It's supposed to rain today?
Yeah, that's what it
It was
said. I
supposed to
didn't
rain
even
yesterday.
know.
Like storm?
Yeah,
rain?
it says thunderstorms expected around 9 a.m.
Storming and
I don't know. Rain tomorrow too. Sunday, sun, y'all. It's getting into the 90s starting this week.
Oh, it's about to start. This is
We're
the
here.
I love it.
the
Storming on,
rain.
baby.
Bring it.
Brings the heat.
Bring it.
Let's do it.
Heat miser.
I love it.
Now I get to wear shorts again.
I love
You're
100%
wearing shorts
humidity.
now.
I know.
100%
Shorts.
humidity.
Yeah, you do that in here.
90 degrees.
78 with the heat on. You almost killed Skip.
Skies
Bergman.
out, thighs out, Katie. What are you talking about?
You know it was.
I wear pants year round.
I'm going to get a thigh
Yeah, we know
tattoo.
this about you. You need to wear shorts. It's weird. Why?
Pants are just a better look.
Hey, you're a
For
weirdo.
who?
Insecure about your legs.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
I'm not.
It is.
I mean, my
Yeah,
legs
you
are
are.
fine.
Well, then why don't you wear shorts?
I don't like the way they look.
So
Other
just-
people don't
so
mind
you-
them. It's
so
just a
you-
me
So
thing.
you're insecure about your legs.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
And I look better in pants.
Don't deny it.
We
I
think
wear
you look
I
better
wear
in
shorts when I golf. That's it.
Jeez.
I just like to be out in public in pants.
But for someone who complains about being hot all the time,
So you couldn't play
you
basketball.
should wear
'cause
shorts.
I'd wear leggings.
You're a weird
Are you
dude.
serious?
Hmm? I
I
wear
guess
leggings when I
have
work
seen
out.
You in like workout wear and it's leggings under shorts.
Yeah.
The long tights.
So you wore leggings in football too, then?
No.
You showed your legs.
Yeah.
Pull
Good
your pants.
then.
Pull your pants up and show
No,
your legs.
hold
on.
Why not?
What
I
was
got
the-
white people ankles.
What was the swag like? What are we doing? Like,
We were in the era
Are we
of.
putting double
Well,
socking it? We double
yeah.
Nike socking it?
Yeah,
Pulling them up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Not all the way up though. We did double sock like mid calf, but everybody else that didn't play had to wear the high socks up.
Yeah.
So it was like a little bit of a flex of who's who's a player and who's not. Yeah.
I
And they
remember
wouldn't
when I had to pull my socks up. boys.
it's a rite of passage, but they wouldn't let us get spatted, and it was
Yeah, we couldn't get spatted either.
Oh gosh, brutal.
Our trainer
Brutal,
our
boys.
trainer was a little
You
person,
couldn't fake like
and he
an
was
ankle
very mean.
tweak.
they would tape you under the cleat.
Yeah,
Okay,
they would
well, I
go-
mean it's a little severe. I'm gonna need a little bit of a double tap here.
And then I tried to buy. You remember when the Nike like spat wraps came out?
Yeah.
Coach
They
was
never
like,
hit,
"You
huh?
can." No, I bought them because they wouldn't spat us. And Coach tried to wear them to the jamboree, and he was like, "You can do 50 up downs and not play, or take them off." And I said, "I'll do 50 up downs and not play."
No
Yeah.
way.
Serious?
Yeah.
Why?
Because what's the point?
Yeah, right.
Like, what
I look
what
great.
stand are you
Yeah,
taking right now?
Our coach was kind of like a stickler for like swag. Like he didn't want us to do too much.
Les Miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the visor.
I mean, he wouldn't let him wear a visor. He wouldn't let him spat. He wouldn't let him wear the towel in the back. He wouldn't wear if one wore gloves, they had to wear all the same.
Gloves,
it was like, bro,
why would
Les,
he like
what
that?
is like? You're fighting this
Michigan man.
This is such a dumb fight.
Yeah.
That does sound like some Michigan stuff.
It
Like,
is
they all wear
Michigan
the
stuff.
same
That's
color.
what's his name? His coach.
Yeah.
The old
Bo?
guy. Yeah, Bo Schembechler. I mean, that's
We're all gonna wear black cleats, black strings.
men.
Oh, there was a rumor going around that Bronny couldn't commit to UCLA because they're Jordan brand.
I believe it.
Uh-uh.
I believe it.
You're not getting cuckolded by Michael Jordan.
But the Jordan brand is a subsidiary of Nike, so it's like,
Yeah, but not
he's
to
not talking about
LeBron.
Nike. He's talking about LeBron.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess
He's not talking about the big fish. He's talking about the
Never
biggest
thought
fish.
about
okay.
I'm bigger than Nike, coach.
Right.
He's like, you about to be wearing LeBron 20s.
wearing
here."
Jordan.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man.
Yeah, you about to be
Exactly.
wearing LeBron 20s at USC, buddy.
Right.
You ain't wearing no Jordans.
The whole program's about to be.
Oh, if he stays more than 1 year, it's going to be LeBron branded by like the same thing he did with Ohio State.
yeah.
So, like the jerseys.
The LBJ, yeah.
I mean, they
hear
had
that
they had
rumor.
his logo on their jerseys.
On
That's
the
what I'm saying. He'll do that for
They
USC.
had it on the football jerseys.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They had like the LeBron like jersey and then the cleats and everything.
I was surprised he didn't go there.
I know.
I really was.
Ohio
I
State's
mean,
got to be like.
It's a bigger loss for Ohio State than it is UCLA.
Jeez.
There he is.
Nate
What are
Dogg.
you doing in town?
We're gonna find out. Nathan
filming
Velasquez
Heat
is
2.
here. We're gonna be right back with Nate Dogg, who is in studio, coming right back on the Jordy Culotta show.
Is that a gun?
Built by R&B Builders. Did it?
Hey, Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. Fourier Insurance Agency, established in 1946, locally can help you with any of your home, auto, commercial, contractors, life and health insurance today. Give them a call, 225-383-0682, or log online to FourierAgency.com.
Hey, she's on her way up.
Hey, G, I got you something.
Hey, Coach, what do you think? Is this too much?
If you look good, you play good.
All right, then. Let's get it done.
Do you need your roof checked or just ready to get a new roof? Premier South Roofing and Sheet Metal has helped over 10,000 customers with their roofs over the last 2 decades. Premier South employs over 300 team members in South Louisiana. They're accredited by the Better Business Bureau. They've been named in the top 100 roofers in the nation for a number of years. And Premier South has former insurance adjusters in-house whose job it is to help get all the insurance money you deserve. So go to PremierSouthLA.com for Premier South Roofing and Sheet Metal and get your free inspection.
Premier South Roofing.
Welcome back here, Friday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show. Hit that like button, share button, comment button as we are here on this Friday. Good to see our good friend Nathan Velasquez, who is in town in Baton Rouge, celebrating a little family stuff here as he's down in the South. Good to see you, buddy. How are you?
Doing well. How's it going over here?
Good. We were talking a little bit about what's going on in Hollywood right now, and the writer's strike seems to be dominating the headlines.
Yeah, it's a weird scenario right now. It's not been a month yet. We're about maybe like 2 weeks into it. It's hard to tell how long it's going to go on for. People are saying the last one was like 130 days, I think. And now, I think it's probably going to go until mid-August, I would say, at the latest. Because then at that point you start getting into like the fall season. They can't do award shows if they don't have people writing, and I think the egos of the people that are kind of on.
The VMAs were like
nothing. A lot there was supposed to be a big old celebration of like Nicole Kidman. She was going to get like an AFI award, and that couldn't happen because there's no one to write this stuff.
So it's true that the writers really run the town.
In a way, I think the big thing last time this happened in 2007, it was huge news because the writers, I think, at that point had a lot more power than they do now. Everything, if a studio made something, whenever they went to distribute it, it was much, there's no streaming. They kind of, if the writer said, we're not working, then everyone was like, well, damn, your TV show, like the TV shows, we got 7 months that we could put this on hold. People are waiting for the next thing to come out on ABC, whatever, like if it's Sopranos, whatever HBO had going on at the time, 24, people were like, the next season's going to suck if you don't get you guys get this done. And now it's like, we have a direct relationship with the studios. We all pay Netflix $12 a month. We pay Warner Brothers $12 a month. We're paying Disney $10 a month. So we've just got the catalog of content. The studios can be like, all right, how long do I want to strike for? We're getting paid directly from the customers now. They're not going through the cable companies. So I don't know if that's going to make the writers. I don't think the writers have as much leverage as they used to in that regard. But it's still, it's still messy. It's going to be, and the directors are talking about probably striking because they've got their talks next month. So it's messy right now. It's a weird time. Like with streaming, I don't think they know in the business of how the town runs how to deal with it quite yet.
All right, so streaming services right now are collecting. Disney seems to not be. They are losing subscribers for the second consecutive quarter.
Their stock did not do great recently. They were predicting, they had lost quite a few subscribers in the first quarter. And they were projected to get to we're going to earn everyone back. They even project we'll have 170 million subscribers. They lost about 8 million. They're now down in 150 million subscribers. So a lot of confidence being lost in Disney, at least right now. Mm-hmm. And they're projecting that they're probably going to keep losing him this year. Anyone that's watching Succession right now, there's a plot that goes around that's kind of talking about how the subscription numbers in India for a particular streaming service are not great. That's exactly, if you're watching Succession, that almost same thing is happening with Disney.
They got the script.
In India right now, there was some inflated numbers about what's going on in India. Also, India loves cricket. Disney had a contract for streaming the cricket matches in India, and then just some random streamer that won it from Disney. So India is where you need to win if you want Netflix, Disney, HBO Max. That's where the next big market is. Whoever wins that is going to be
Jordy
the next
Culotta show.
Yeah, if y'all can get this over there,
gotta get to India.
You're going to start getting some calls from Bob Iger. But yeah, Disney, that was their big thing to kind of get ahead, and it looks like they're losing it now, and they're probably, Disney's going to be fine, but this year is not a really good year for them in the streaming game.
This Oppenheimer trailer has people losing their mind.
Have y'all seen the new Oppenheimer trailer? It's a 3.5 minute long trailer. Cillian Murphy, if you like Cillian Murphy, he said that this is the greatest script he's ever read.
Wow.
He said from everything he's been offered, he's like, this is just above and beyond the type of character study he's seen. Which I think the exciting thing about Oppenheimer is Christopher Nolan doesn't do character studies. He does war set pieces. He does these action genre time travel movies. Not time travel, but time bending movies. Mm-hmm. He doesn't do let's just follow one character, a human story of what his life was like. And so, if he can do it, that'll be wild. It's a challenge for him. For everyone out there that likes Christopher Nolan, it's a challenge for him. I think it sounds like he's probably going to pull it off, though. It looks awesome. They released images of, they got someone playing Albert Einstein, and everyone's like, it looks uncanny, this guy that they got playing Albert Einstein.
It's AI.
It could, yeah. That's a big part of the writer's strike too.
I bet.
The writers are saying, they're saying to the studios, you're not allowed. We will not work unless you tell us you will never use AI.
Ooh.
And the studios are going, why don't we just have a meeting once a year to see where we are? And then the writer's like, nope, no AI or we're not working. It's like, how are you?
I don't blame them though.
Well,
I mean,
and a bunch of like retired writers that don't even have a stake in the game. They're saying like, come on, you writers are using AI. Like a bunch of you, like maybe not if you're writing a new episode of Succession, but if you're writing CSI, like just like that doesn't feel like a machine is writing those scripts right now.
You can churn that out in an hour.
Right.
Exactly.
Tours to the French Quarter. One loses the group.
Yeah. So the studio's like, you don't want us to use AI. Y'all are going to use AI. Like the AI thing is. I think we're all a little scared of that.
So scary.
It's very
Everyone's
scary.
Scared.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming for this world.
I know. Yeah. Adobe's putting out. They're saying that by around this time next year, there's going to be a function where you can just create your own video, put a prompt in, and then it'll just shoot out a video for you of some type of promo you want to make.
BK clip's gonna be up later then today.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just have Jordy do a show, but give him like the worst takes. He becomes a Georgia fan. Like, do me the Jordy Culotta show, but we're in Georgia.
Just tune in.
Right.
It can happen.
Chill out over there. Nate, you and I were talking about the Val Kilmer documentary.
Yeah, Val.
You know who else has just put one out that's very similar to it that I kind of got caught up in the other night was Michael J. Fox. Has one out on.
I've seen some of the promos for that.
HBO.
HBO, okay.
I believe so. I'll check you on the streaming service, but it is just.
What's the angle? Is it just kind of like my life story?
It follows his career. Obviously, there's great background and documentarian style footage of him during the 80s when he's coming up and he's kind of becoming Michael J. Fox to his learning that he's got Parkinson's to hiding it the first 8 years that he had it while on set, how they hid it in roles because it started with just a left hand like a left hand shake, so they would always put something in his left hand in scenes and they would show it and he'd be holding like a pen, tapping it on the desk, he'd be holding a phone.
It just must be like part of his character.
It was kind of like a part of the script, how they would write it in, and it was incredible how he would put it in his pocket. You could see like sometimes it would kind of start to, and he would just kind of put it in his pocket, like on set. I mean, it was.
That's amazing.
And nobody knew.
Yeah.
Nobody knew.
No, that's.
I didn't know that his wife was one of his co-stars on Family Matters.
Really?
On Family Ties.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Golly.
Who
she's
was
a co-star.
in the show?
What's that?
Like, what was her character in the show?
She was she was one of the friends.
Okay.
And she came in and they like kind of hit it off.
Yeah.
And they ended up like that's where they fell in love.
Okay.
Like, kind of like that's where they.
Tracy Napoleon.
Yeah, and it's a great, and she is a soldier.
Yeah.
I mean, like what she has just. I mean, like he says it best. He says, my burden has become her burden.
Mm.
I mean, like he's like, I mean, how unfair. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, she learns everything about the medicine, about the rehab, about she asks why a lot. When he can't. I mean, it is incredible to watch his life. He's got like a kind of like a trainer, like almost trainer bodyguard.
Sure.
That would be with him. He's in New York. I mean, he lives right there on Park Avenue, and he wakes up every day and he takes him for a walk around the block. And I mean, like he will fall and like break his hand. I mean, like he like the way he's. It's just. It's tough to watch.
That's a lot of that. That's a whole lot of adversity.
It's a hard.
What's it
called?
But it's a documentary right now.
It's out right now, and it's like an hour and 20 minutes. I mean,
really?
it doesn't run long, but I mean, it is very in depth. It is very like the Val Kilmer.
Mm-hmm.
The footage.
Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, just you forget. I mean, we don't forget because I was so young. A lot of y'all weren't even born. Katie and I we were young, but I mean, in the 80s, he was Denzel. I mean,
I didn't watch too much Family Ties, but Back to the Future. I love.
There's
I
all
love that
types
series.
of there's all types of stuff of him on the set of Back to the Future. All types of him, on just kind of all of these sets, and you forget. Like, I mean, for about a 5-year period, he was the biggest movie star in the world.
Yeah, he was.
I mean.
There's another movie out right now.
Still is the name of it.
Still, okay.
Still is the name of it.
There's another one out right now on Netflix called Senior. Mm-hmm. It's about Robert Downey Jr. wanted to make a documentary about his dad. Because Robert Downey Sr., he was throughout the 50s and 60s kind of like an underground filmmaker making these weird movies. He was never famous, but everyone knew the guy, to the point that whenever Robert Downey, that's how he carries the Junior name, and he started becoming more of a star. So Robert Downey Jr. is the one everyone knows. But, Robert Downey Jr. wanted to make a movie about his dad's career, because he was kind of getting older, a little introspective. And when they were making the documentary, it became clear that his dad was like on his last legs. So it went from being a documentary about, hey, let's just make a movie about your career, to turning into, now this is kind of becoming a bit more of like
an obit
about us, about our relationship, about how your career kind of gave me my career, and kind of what that meant. Like a lot of like, you're right there at the end, and it's like, did we ever really know each other? I guess we did.
Oh, wow.
It's the same type of way, like the Val Kilmer, the way it sounds like this one still is. It's one of those that's like, damn, I'm gonna have to watch this alone. No one else can be in the room.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is very much one that you have to watch, because it is it is moving. Nate, we got a question from you from Andrew Messina inside the chat. He said, ask him about the Night Agent. Have you heard about the Night Agent?
The Night Agent. What is?
It's a series on Netflix.
A series?
Oh, Noah was watching that whenever I went to visit him.
It's a series on Netflix.
Very 24.
Yeah.
Okay, who's in that? Is there like a name attached
Gabriel
to it?
Basso is the lead character.
Oh, I'm out on that one. I have not.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
I'm sorry. Careful, Katie. I don't. I'll have to check that out. I think Citadel's one that's on my radar. That looks pretty fun. It's on Amazon. It's kind of like they spent like $1 billion to make that show, but it's like a massive like spy adventure. Who's in it? Like Stanley Tucci's in it, and I forget who else. But it's from the people that are doing like Marvel, so they just threw a bunch of money at it. It looks fun. We just saw what is it? Daisy Jones and the Six. We watched that recently. Have y'all seen that on Amazon? It's based on the relationship of Stevie Nicks, and I think it's Lindsey Buckingham.
Oh, wow, yeah, they got married.
Yeah. So it's not. So there was a book that was made that pretty much was like, the author was like, I'm not going to actually write a book about them, but I'm going to take that idea of a relationship that could be that tumultuous and the band that's kind of surrounding
so
it.
This is Fleetwood Mac.
And then turn it into a fictional band to kind of like have some parallels, and they just made it into a show. And it's got that same like Once Upon Hollywood LA 70s vibe, kind of like the Hangout type vibe.
Fun.
I'll say the first episode is fine. The first episode when you watch it is kind of like, okay, like this, solid, maybe, by the numbers.
Do I want to continue watching?
I would say, though, by the second episode, very good. Like, just if you watch the first episode and you like that world, if you want like a music type of biopic, 70s LA feel, it's a good watch. It's a very good watch. Daisy Jones and the Six.
I am in.
Yeah,
I'm all in.
It's by Daisy
missed
Jones.
my era.
They do all of.
Me too.
The other thing that's tough, it's all fake songs that they do, and I think a tough thing. I know, but it's the story is like they're the #1 band in the world, and I feel like that's a difficult hurdle to clear. Well, the idea of there's a fictional band and their songs are massive hits all around the world, and then you hear the songs and it's like these fake songs don't sound like they would ever become hits. The songs that they produce in the show, they're absolute bops. They're really, really good. They do a good job with that. The woman who plays Daisy Jones is Elvis's granddaughter.
Wow.
And she does
Riley Key,
yes, yeah, that's it. She does a fantastic job. Like they all do their own singing. The songs are fantastic, and she's great actress, great singer. Like doesn't look anything like Elvis though. But
I know.
Really?
She doesn't. She's really cute. I
She
mean,
is.
Not that Elvis wasn't.
Because his
but,
grandson does.
Like,
I haven't seen anything about Elvis's grandson.
Marie's
I haven't
son.
seen him.
I mean,
really?
looks
just like him?
identical to him.
Weird.
Really?
Identical to him.
That's
Just the
Oh yeah,
the jaw
he
and
does.
the.
That's weird.
She has the jaw too.
It must have been an era
Yeah,
thing.
she has
Elvis,
his-
I don't feel has like he doesn't. I don't think he looks that good. Like I feel like.
Well, you just see old Elvis.
Yeah,
You gotta
old
see.
Elvis was
Okay,
very
no, old, not
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
I'm not
like-
looking at a photo of him like fat at the piano. I was like, what did people see?
What? Shut up! Now, what
I
am
mean, like
thinking
18 to
for?
28, like he was a
Yeah.
movie star.
Baby.
Yeah.
I mean, but then he got on them pills.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
blocked up.
Yeah, he got on.
Have you heard of that? There was like a meal that he made. There was like an Elvis sandwich. I forgot what
Peanut
he
butter,
called it.
banana.
Yeah, it was
and
some
something.
monstrous thing, and he would like have them flown
They
in
fry
they're.
it, I think.
Yeah, it was like I think there was like bananas, peanut butter, like a few pieces of bread. Parts of it were deep fried,
Yeah.
and there was only one place that made it that he loved, so he'd get the sandwich like flown in.
Yeah.
I'm sure it had to be from Mississippi. from where he was
Maybe
from.
so.
Maybe.
That's
Maybe
why
so.
Katie's all over this thing. She was like, "Yeah,
You've
I've
had it. You've had it a few
Well, a lot
times.
of restaurants have that and call
Really?
it I even was at a restaurant in Paris that had it and called it the Elvis, that like their version of this.
I could see that
Elvis
actually. At first, I was like,
peanut
"That doesn't
butter
make." I
banana.
could actually kind of see the
Katie,
Europeans.
you were
kind
in
of-
Paris.
Yeah, where were you?
Shocking.
Yeah,
Did you
I
sign
was.
a?
I've been one time. Gee, I
Did
mean,
y'all
what's
put the
wrong?
locket on the gate?
We did. That was where David proposed to me.
Wow.
It was a
Oh,
family
really?
vacation. My parents and Sophie and I and David showed up and proposed. My dad knew. He cleared it with my dad first.
Well, you
but
have
I
to,
had no
Southern
idea.
gentleman.
No idea. Like to the point where you could walk and look at somebody and it doesn't register that
Yeah.
it's the person you know because you're so shocked. It was like that.
That's
So you would have
great.
said yes to anyone.
No.
Essentially, if anybody would have pulled out a ring,
Yeah, then I'd be blacking out.
I mean-
I don't know you. You don't.
Wait,
know
hang
me.
on. There's my boyfriend. Get up.
Get the cup.
I'm in Paris.
Nate, tell me about Evil Dead Rises. I know that's the.
Has anyone here seen any of the Evil
No,
Dead?
I've
No, I
movies?
saw the old one.
The old one, like the first.
Not the first one, but like kind of like.
Yeah, like
one
well, the
that came
first
out.
one, the first one's super low budget, but it looks very cool. Also, fun fact: the Coen brothers started on the early Evil Dead movies. That was kind of what got them into the filmmaking business.
I didn't know
Yep.
that.
Yeah, pretty cool. The first one is very low budget, grungy, kind of nasty. The second one is literally a remake of the first one. Still, but like bigger budget, much gorier. It's like the first kind of successful horror comedy franchise. And this movie is kind of saying like we want to restart it. We want to get back to and it's a whole Cabin in the Woods thing originally. That's the whole like series of whole franchises, horror Cabin in the Woods type deal. Gross demon possesses someone, and then it turns into this fiasco of blood and guts and jokes. And so this movie is trying to reboot it. They do it in an LA apartment in like a time. It feels like the 90s a bit. And they tried to reboot this in like 2010. Didn't do too great. I feel like this got it right. It's disgusting. It is so nasty. If you like that type of stuff, but it also gets the humor down. Like a thing about I forget the name of the demon, but the demon that possesses someone else, the whole shtick is they're trying to torture everyone around them by just like snapping an arm back and like looking at you dead in the eye and then making a joke, and you're just like, oh, what is this? What are we watching?
Oh.
It's supposed to make you feel disgusted and laugh awkwardly at the same time.
Okay.
This movie does it very, very well. It's one of those things, the last 15 minutes, it doesn't really make a lot of sense what's going on, but it is just so filthy.
Couldn't put a bow on it.
I know.
You're selling it to me.
I'm saying
You
for
really
the
are,
people,
I know.
there are the people out there that when they hear that, they're like, oh, damn, I'm
in.
gonna have to watch
I
this
know,
like
I'm
this
very
weekend.
curious.
It is a fun time if you like disgusting horror movies. I'll say that.
In that same vein,
Good
I just
pitch.
watched the new Scream. Like,
Okay,
I don't know.
I haven't seen the last two.
I've never seen any of them.
Oh, okay.
And
Really?
so I
Really?
watched the last one first.
Why didn't you watch the first one?
I don't know. I don't know where I was in my life,
Yeah.
but this one just was a
Sounds
little.
like now.
It was a little
Okay.
too. Things were a little too serious. You can't have a.
That's
Scream
what I
movie.
was wondering. Is this supposed to be like a shtick? Is it in that same vein of not
Yeah,
like
it's
gore,
funny.
but
Yeah, 'cause
it's like
the-
there's jokes where I'm like,
Yeah.
Like,
but then I'm also like at some points I'm on the edge of my seat.
Right.
Well, the first Scream had kind of like the Pulp Fiction energy of kind of knowing that it's a movie. Like it's kind
Right,
of
that's
it's
exactly what
in
it
on
feels
the
like.
joke.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it's still it's like it's kind of a comedy. Like there's things throughout it that make it feel like a comedy.
Because the only reference I had to Scream was Scary Movie, and so that's what it made.
yeah.
I didn't know if that
hate
was just
for a scary
I
movie.
know.
I'm not a fan of that.
no.
first one.
The two Scary
Oh,
Movie
the
2 is
second one is
awesome.
the one
yeah,
that
no,
does-
no. Scary Movie 1 does,
Okay.
but
How
Scary
did
Movie
you
2 is
even
great.
get those if you never watched Scream?
That's where my brain was. I was like, the only reference I have to Scream was from Scary Movie, so I didn't know if it was me playing a trick on myself, being like, is this a shtick because I've only seen it in comedy, or is it supposed to be funny?
Yeah.
And it turned that they're doing the bit on a bit in Scary Movie.
Yeah, the guy that made Scream said he made it as a comedy to kind of make fun of horror movies while also
Yeah,
making a horror
right.
movie. So it was kind of like he was trying to do a spoof
Yeah.
of it. And then it was like 3 years later that Scary Movie comes out, and there was like an interview with him where he's
Stole
like,
my
"Damn,
bit."
things move fast in this town. I'm spoofing the horror genre, and then 3 years later, there's a spoof out
Right.
of
Of
my
my
movie."
spoof.
Right.
Yeah, so things got pretty postmodern.
Nate, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you guys.
Stay safe this weekend. It's supposed to be raining all weekend, so hopefully all good with you in town. Have a safe trip back. We will talk to you next Friday, as always. Make sure to hit that like button, share button, comment button.
People want to bet.
I mean, I'll wear the jersey on Monday if LSU sweeps.
If
Mississippi
LSU
State.
wins Friday and Saturday, would you wear it Sunday to the game?
I'm not going to the game Sunday.
If LSU wins Friday, would you wear it Saturday?
I mean, No, because LSU's most likely going to win tonight.
Wait, what's the
So
bet?
that would be dumb.
Mississippi State's in town. She's an alum.
Yeah. So I'll be at the game Saturday night.
Okay.
Sounds
Yeah,
like with
I
an
don't
LSU jersey on.
think
We'll
I'm
update
going
the
for
bet
that.
on social media if we can close on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it
I'm not
is.
going
Doesn't
for
sound
that one.
promising.
That's like I might as well put the jersey on right now. I think.
They could do it.
Well, I don't have it with me, but I'm saying like because I feel like
People with
Paul
stream
Skeens
numbers
is
would go through
pitching.
the roof.
We're on a 6-game losing streak. We just got swept by Tennessee and Arkansas, who I know are good, but still, like.
Wait, is she doing that live? She changing her shirt live? Hold up. Gotta tell my boss.
Everybody come here.
Gotta get out of this meeting.
I'm not
all
feeling
right,
well. I gotta call in sick.
Have a good weekend. Hit that like, share, and comment. We'll be back with you on Monday.
Gidget.